Alright everybody, I know you're wondering why we're posting this video again. All I really have to say is please thank our corporate overlords and their ever-growing love of censorship. This chick, and I think we'll refer to her as Miss Wharton because we can't call public figures by their full name, even when they publish their full name with their shitty articles about how they cheat on their boyfriend with their wart-infested snot pockets, screen 5. But now, our corporate overlords have insisted that we violated her privacy. Despite the fact that she has hundreds of articles, a YouTube channel, and is an actress. Wait a minute, I wonder what you call that. Oh, I wrote it on the board. Oh, that's right, public figure. Disregard the penis in the corner. Just because she hasn't been kissed by fame, and you haven't heard of her before we mention her, doesn't mean it's not true. We looked it up and so can you. In fact, why don't you Bing it? Limited purpose public figure.
A limited purpose public figure is someone who is not so famous as to be a household name, but who has become well known with a regard to a particular issue. For example, a business person who has high visibility because of fundraising efforts in a community may not be a public figure for purposes other than the individual's community activity.
This slot C fits this definition to a fucking T. She has pushed herself into the limelight as an authority on feminism, dating, and sex. I don't know if there's people out there into wart sex, but people like to bang midgets and get shit on, so you never know. And the ironic portion of this entire goddamn thing is we didn't even know about her until somebody else made fun of her. I don't see them getting right through the goddamn coals and getting demonetized or having their links pulled. But hey, what do I know? Space Ghost. With that being said, Miss Wharton and all of our adoring fans, please enjoy the special edition. I haven't had sex in forever and it's all my fault. Version 2. Ha ha ha! And don't worry, in this edition, Han still shoots first. Space Ghost. Hello everybody, Terrence Pop here, Redonkulous.com. Good Pop here. And I got some bad news for one particular feminist, but good news for my fans. You remember this woman, right?
Where, one love, where?
I don't know what to say, baby, but I missed you with every fiber of my black dead heart. And just because I'm going back to the well doesn't mean I can't draw fresh water. You keep writing this low-hanging fruit, and I have no choice but to pick it because it's easy. Kinda like you. And when you look at this fruit, it's so juicy. It's a little overripe. In fact, it's squishy with worms, yeah. I'd rather eat that piece of fruit that was laying in the mud for a week than roll you over and play in the mud, if you know what I'm saying. So, gentlemen, pour yourself a shot. Lady, pour yourself a mixed drink. Or everyone have a beer and get ready because I'm here to pick a fight. Yeah. Now listen here, lady. If you are as physically flexible as you are mentally flexible, you'd be tied in a pretzel knot every night. But then again, I'm kind of glad that you're not, because if you were, I wouldn't have all this free entertainment, I'm just saying.
I haven't had sex in forever and it's making me crappy as fuck.
Just to refresh your memory, gentlemen, this is what this woman looks like. If I didn't know anything about her and my memory was wiped clean and I saw her in the real world, she would be on the menu. In fact, she kind of looks like Olivia Wilde. What do you think? Let's do a side-by-side comparison. I don't know, gentlemen. If I had a couple shots and I saw that target in the bar, I might want to live out my number 13 fetish, I'm just saying.
I have to admit, you have one of the best game faces I've ever seen. Also one of the best game bodies.
But as we all know, knowledge is not only power, it's also a curse. And the knowledge I have about her short circuits my hydraulics, so it's a no-go. With that being said, gentlemen, she is easy on the eye, I'm being honest. But if she cannot get any, that speaks volumes.
I'm not going to lie, I get really grumpy when I haven't had sex in a while.
I guess that explains why I'm such a dick. In fact, Space Ghost is on.
It's the worst.
Is it the worst, really? I can name 3 things off the top of my head that are way worse. I don't know, concentration camps, Obama, and of course Twilight. I'm sorry, that's probably your favorite book. Wah, glittery faggot gay sex.
I start getting irritable about the stupidest stuff and I have to remind myself to calm down.
I have to say, I've read most of your articles. And what's the difference between this and you actually getting dick? Just saying.
I wish I was the kind of girl who didn't care about getting laid, but it's not that simple.
Actually, I hate to burst your spinster bubble, but if you are a woman, it is that simple. Any dude out there that hears this will vouch that what I'm about to say is 1000% true. As a woman, the only thing you really need to do to get laid is simply be willing. It doesn't matter how crazy you are or how horrendous you are. There's a sect of dudes out there that only require a six-pack and some imagination. If you're a 4, they will drink you up to a 6. If you're 300 pounds, they will drink you down to 150. It doesn't matter. Now listen, I'm telling you the truth. And how do I know this? When I was younger, I did it. And I have the tray of lasagna to prove it, screen 5. If you're a 6 and you can doll yourself up to about a 7.5 and you kind of look like an actress that a lot of guys would want to bang and you're not getting any, your fault.
Number 1, sex is a huge mood booster.
Oh wait, whoa, she's doing a list?
Of course.
How many points are there?
13.
Ah, Space Ghost.
I'm definitely suffering from the effects of not getting any.
Hey, you hear that? That's my cold, black, dead heart, and it's getting colder.
When I'm having it on the regular, I'm in the best mood ever.
So what you're saying is when you engage in an activity that releases a high level of endorphins in your thinking meat, you're happier. Shocker.
I feel almost addicted.
That's right, baby. You hit that one on the nose, a dick. Or maybe it was the dick that hit you in the nose. Screen 5.
I get sex brain like crazy.
Well, that is refreshing to hear a woman admit that they get dick whipped, because they never admit it. Now listen, you hear dudes tease each other all the time about being pussy whipped. It's one of the top 5 things they use to fuck with each other.
Oh, wait. No, you actually have to get the pussy before you can be whipped by it. That's right.
You never hear women teasing each other about getting cock slapped, even though, in my opinion, they're way worse. Because the dude who is pussy whipped can't take half your shit and leave you homeless on the street. It's just not gonna happen.
I wish that I had someone reliable I could hook up with when I felt like it without making things complicated. No sex equals grouchy pants me.
I love how women will swear on a stack of Bibles and talk all the way up to God that they don't want drama and bullshit in their lives. Go ahead and date one of them and leave the toilet seat up and see what happens. You can tell me you don't want drama or any complications in your life. It's 100% weapons grade bullshit!
I'm going to choose to listen to your actions rather than your words. They're more honest.
You can claim you don't believe in that, or you can say, I've never done that. Well, if that was true, the word frenemy would not exist. I know you're out there, that one female fan. I know you have a friend, or you've done it yourself. You kicked a guy to the curb because he was too nice. All that really is code speak for not enough drama. It's no fun. He's boring. And the only sin he committed, he was truly interested in you. Irony alert, 10 years later, when you pass out on the couch from drinking 2 bottles of wine with your cats, you're whining about where all the good men at.
God, if you're that insecure, why are you even doing this? Ugh.
Spoiler alert, from 20 to 30, 2 to 3, maybe 5 good ones showed up and you sent them packing. Joke's on you. So from the salvage yard, you think you're gonna sling somebody back to fix the whole thing. I already warned them and made a video about it. Check it out, the sling back effect. In fact, you think you might be getting lucky and slinging the guy back when you're just getting a retribution coitus and he's treating you like the pincushion that you are.
Number 2, it sucks never being touched in a loving way. Sometimes when I'm in a relationship, I take all the little physical gestures for granted.
That's not the only thing you're taking for granted, and that's why you're alone and single, Space Ghost. And if a dude said that, you know what would happen to him? He'd be on the registry as a sex offender.
I get used to always being touched, and then we break up and I yearn for that contact. I get to the point where I give my friends hugs constantly just to feel some connection. Not having sex means I'm never touched the way I want to be.
That is as creepy as a goddamn panel van.
You look like a nice boy. I bet you have a lot of friends.
As we go through the rest of this article, I want you to imagine how would you feel if this was a dude saying all this shit?
I get to the point where I give my friends hugs constantly just to feel some connection. Not having sex means I'm never touched the way I want to be.
Just stay right there. Yeah, I got something for you. Seriously, if a dude walked around randomly hugging people because he wanted physical contact, I got one word for you. Jail. Pound me too. Pound sand.
Number 3, I'm a very physical and sexual being.
We know, honey. Trust us, we know. And that's why you have warts.
Despite the fact I'm not promiscuous in the least.
What?
I'm definitely a sexual and physically alive person.
As opposed to a cadaver? Some guys are into that, but they're in jail. Necrophilia. I had a drink.
My jobs are all very physical, and I spend a lot of time working out and utilizing my body.
So this isn't your job? You know, bitching about men and how you fucked up your life? What is your job? What is it?
Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical.
Yeah, she's a liar, because I don't know her, so whatever she says is a lie, so...
When I'm having sex, I'm all about it. I want to do it all the time. When I'm not, I feel a definite void in my life.
So what you're saying is you have a void that needs filling. But if it was a dude that said that...
When I'm having sex, I'm all about it. I want to do it all the time. When I'm not, I feel a definite void in my life.
You would call him a sexist, objectifying pig, and you know it.
Number 4, my standards get in the way of me getting any, and it's annoying.
So you suffer from over picky bitchitis. Want to smell the shocker? No.
I can't deny the person I am, and I know that if I went against my own values, I'd be unhappy.
You know, retired Sergeant Pop here. I just have one question. Are you fucking crazy? But more importantly, do you expect me to be crazy too? Because you're obviously unhappy. Very unhappy. All you really have to do is read the titles of all of your articles. You are radically unhappy and you probably need medication. Lots of it.
They sure don't make men like they used to. What's a girl to do? I haven't had sex in a year and I'm getting desperate. I'm so jaded about men that I'm not sure how to date anymore. I don't care if we're just hooking up. I still have standards and expectations. I don't care if it's naive. I'm holding out for fairy tale love. Call me jaded, but I'm starting to lose faith in real love. If you're desperate to date, you should probably stay single.
And if you're writing this article, you should probably die alone or perhaps follow your own advice, Space Ghost. I find it hilarious that you can't deny who you are, but that's all you do. You air your dirty sexual laundry all over the internet. It is one Google search away. First and last name, baby. And then you're shocked and appalled that there's no more nice guys out there and you're not getting any.
And I just am in denial.
Still, I often wish I was different.
So do I. Screen 5.
I'd definitely have more sex if I was.
I can't argue with that because if you were a decent person, you'd probably be married by now and you could get sex whenever you wanted it. Or at the very least, you could sex ration it out to get whatever you wanted from your husband. That's the modus operandi of today, isn't it? In fact, I made a whole video about it called Halfway Hooker. Check it out.
I can't just sleep with anybody.
I'm sorry. I was just choking on the bullshit.
I'm not into the one-night stand thing as hard as I try to be sometimes.
Bullshit! Space Ghost, bullshit!
I'm not a prude on this issue. I have no problem with swallowing. I don't even think I've ever spit in my life. I mean, come on.
Number 5, I'm too scared to hook up with randos.
That hasn't stopped you before. In fact, we read that article too. In fact, I saw that movie, Rando, First Blood Part 2.
I'm very protective of my sexual health.
Say that again, Amy Wharton.
Why I cheated after promising to myself I never would.
So what you're saying is you don't hook up with Rando First Blood Part 2 unless you're in a relationship.
I contracted genital warts. Why I'm not ashamed.
And you're so protective of your sexual health. Now that you have warts.
And that keeps me from having as much fun sexually as I might otherwise.
That in itself is wise. Or it would be if it was your decision. Because you're clearly out there trouncing for it. In fact, you're gagging for it. But it doesn't want you. Maybe you should have thought twice before you published that article on warts. Just saying.
Conversely, it also keeps me from getting into really bad situations. It's not sexy to sleep with someone if I'm worried about whether I can trust him. And let's be real, I probably can't.
So let me get this straight. It's go time. He's hovering over you. It's right about to be some D to PC going on there. That's dick to pussy contact for you guys out there to understand that. And you tell him right to his face, oh, by the way, I have warts. That happens every time, right?
Nope. Never mind.
I'm not having sex and I'm super frustrated.
So what, comma? I don't care. You've already covered that in the title. I can't believe you're saying the same thing that you've already covered in many of your articles. Oh my God, it's giving me a headache. Tylenol. How do you write a baker's dozen worth of articles about the same goddamn thing? I have to go catch a cat nap at the Department of Redundancy Department.
I want safe sex with no attachments, which is so tough.
For men, not for you. Because you, as a woman, you could walk into church and proposition 6 guys, and 5 of them will be willing to go out to the parking lot and bang you. Or they could take you into the confessional. Bless me, Father, because I'm about to sin all over her back, and I'll hit the target. Once again, if a man said this, chauvinistic pig, creepo, there you go. Imagine if some dude walked up and said that to you. What do you think would happen? You would mace him, call the cops, at a bare minimum, he'd be creepy, made a video about it, check it out.
Everyone I know is either in a committed relationship or sleeping around with whoever.
I'm just gonna say, if you don't make the bus stop on time, it leaves without you.
I can't find anyone who is interested in a no-strings-attached situation where we can sleep together and also trust each other to be honest.
Dudes, just follow along with me on this. Please, take your hat off, rub your forehead, massage your brain pan, because I know we're getting a little high on the alcohol. Let's just do this. What part of that sentence did not sound good to you? A no-strings situation, and all you have to do is be honest. I am there, baby. All the way up to the point where you have warts. When it comes to a no-strings situation, we don't have problems with honesty. You know who does? Women. She claims there are no strings attached, but she's attaching them one little string at a time while you're sleeping until you become,
Look, Geppetto, I'm the boyfriend.
fuck that.
I will not take this abuse. You're right, I'm sorry. Once I was a wooden boy, a little wooden.
It's not an easy scenario by any means.
Yes, it is. If you're not a crazy bitch who has warts, I'm just saying.
And because I can't find it, I'm not having sex at all.
Wah. What is your point? Oh, that's right. You ran all the good men off. Shocker.
Number 7, I crave physical contact and it feels pathetic.
Oh, wait a minute. The Department of Redundancy Department called and wait a minute. Oh, we've already covered this. Literally, you're saying the same shit. You're just changing the words. That's all.
Because I'm so grouchy and sexually deprived, I search for physical affection. One of my jobs is very touchy-feely, but I have to stay professional so I can't be weird about it.
If one of your jobs is touchy-feely, but you have to be professional, are you a masseuse or something? Again, another sterling silver example. If this was a dude, we would be in creepy land. Let's run down all the options here. You're a chick. You're getting a massage from another chick. You got the same parts, not a big deal. You'll roll over and let her massage the front a little bit because there's nothing sexual about that, right? And if you're a dude and the chick is giving you a massage and it gets a little too touchy-feely, we usually pay extra for that and it's called the happy ending. So if you get that for free, it's called a boner bonus. Winning. But, and you love it when I start a sentence with but, you're getting that same massage from a dude and he decides to get stupid with you. What's gonna happen? If it's a chick on the table, jail. But if it's a dude on the table, you know, punched in the face, and then probably jail. And then you drop the soap and you're getting jackhammered. Well, maybe you did think it through.
It was nothing like that, penis breath!
Elliot! Sit down.
I've definitely allowed too much physical stuff on dates at times just because I miss being touched, and I don't like that.
I don't think I would like it either because you kind of sound psycho, just saying.
Number 8, I feel like I primally need it at this point.
Wait a minute. We just had a woman use the word primal. But if a dude said the exact same thing, you would call him an animal and he deserved to get locked up.
It's been so long that I'm craving sex like heroin or sugar or caffeine or something.
You know about heroin, huh? That explains a lot. Not only do we have to worry about warts, but HIV too, huh?
I get distracted by sexual thoughts to the point where I feel like I'm a horny dude.
Because feminism has taught you that it's okay to think and feel that way as long as you have a uterus.
It's a problem, especially when there are men around who I'm attracted to but can never have.
It didn't stop you before, you cheating cunt.
Why can't life bring me someone who's available?
It did, and you cheated on him and ran him off because you're an overpicky, entitled bitch.
Yes!
And before you start sending me all your hate mail in regards to what I've said, remember this. The truth is not an insult and reality is not an attack. But karma is a bitch, and she's got an 18-inch cast iron strap on, so you might want to put some Astroglide on your slot B.
Oh! You're about shenanigans, right? Put those away!
Number 9, I've gone so long without that I'm starting to feel asexual.
You ever been in that car where the individual misses a turn and they still try to make it anyway? You're going one way and all of a sudden you gotta grab the handle because you're getting whipped over here. That is how I feel reading what you just said, because you just said you're having so many sexual thoughts, it's becoming distracting. And now you expect me to believe that you're asexual?
We have a neurological problem here.
There's something wrong with my brain?
Oh, yeah.
I can tell when it's been way too long because I forget that I'm even a sexual being.
All right, let's pretend I'm the guy from Memento who doesn't remember shit. We're gonna go back to number 3.
I'm definitely a sexual and physically alive person.
Please, which is it? 1 minute, you're having so many sexual thoughts, you're distracted. And the next, you're asexual.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I even stopped caring what I look like, and I definitely give up on flirting and trying to get anywhere with the opposite sex.
So what you're saying is you quit on the hygiene and your slut C stinks like a clam factory that was hit by lightning and the power's out.
It's like I'm so defeated that I figure I'll never get laid, so what's the point?
I agree. Please purchase your Crazy Cat Lady starter kit and get started, Space Ghost.
Number 10, I swear no one even wants to go there with me.
Because Google works, you're an idiot, and they read your articles. If I were you, next time you're trying to guzzle some man bazooka juice, use a fake name, I'm just saying. I know that is a tough pill to swallow, but you love swallowing. Read your article. In fact, screen 5.
You're gonna cry about some jizz? Come on, you've eaten worse tasting stuff in your life.
It doesn't help my confidence when I go days, weeks, even months without anyone showing interest. And when someone does, it's someone who is totally wrong for me and just wants to get laid.
Hang on, we're slamming on the brakes of this deuce and a half, and we're gonna back it up before we flip it in this ditch. Memory refresh, we're jumping back to number 6 here.
I can't find anyone who is interested in a no-strings-attached situation.
It's okay when you want it, but it's not okay when the men want it, because you want to hook your strings into them and turn them into Pinocchio. Look, Geppetto, she loves me. Fuck that, it's not happening.
That's not what I'm looking for, which makes it impossible to have sex when I'm single.
My headache is just getting worse. I cannot drink enough booze to keep up with this stupidity.
Number 11, I haven't felt that amazing sexual spark in forever, and it sucks.
You sent him packing.
Sometimes I meet someone and it's just there, that intangible, inexplicable attraction.
That's because when it used to happen, you were in your 20s, and you could go on a date with a different dude every day for years. But time marches on, and those opportunities that you had every day start to lag behind and come less and less. But you refuse to keep up with the times, and you won't lower those standards, thus you're cutting your own throat. Am I telling you to go date a woman-beating asshole? Certainly not. That is not what I mean when I tell you your standards are too high. What I mean is there's not a whole lot of 6'2" guys making six-figure incomes who are 8 or better in looks who are looking for you. Let's put those numbers to the facts. 6'2", good income, 8 or better in looks is less than 7% of the population of eligible men. And you, as a wart-ridden narcissist, has to compete against 100% of the women for that 7% of the men out there. And the older you get, that 7% gets smaller and smaller. Muy poquito.
You all know what I'm talking about. I honestly have a hard time hooking up with anyone I don't feel that sexual chemistry with, and that limits my options because I hardly ever feel it with anyone.
Get used to that feeling, because when you hit the wall between 35 and 40, you become invisible, it's gone, and it's over. You think it sucks now? You just wait. 40 to 80 is one hell of a long time. And you and your feminist harpy friends aren't helping your case with all of the bullshit you're spewing about men, calling us a bunch of sexist, chauvinist, knuckle-dragging barbarians. Oh yeah, we're gonna stand in line to hook up with a woman with a mindset like that. Yeah, no.
Number 12. All I want is an impossible fantasy situation.
Oh my lord. Oh my, be still my black dead heart. She admitted it. She's still stupid.
I'm aware that I'm probably never going to find what I want, and to be honest, I only want it until I find the guy I actually love.
Okay, wait. What? What does that even mean? You only want the fairy tale ending until you find the guy that you love. What is that? How does that even... How do you write? Who is your editor?
Squirrel!
It is painfully obvious. You have no idea what you're looking for, how to find it. You don't even know what love is. Because right after you talk about finding the dude that you love, you spew this bullshit.
I highly doubt I'm going to meet someone mature who is DTF but also trustworthy and responsible. I probably wouldn't enjoy that situation for long anyway.
That was spoken like a true monkey branching hero. You don't know what you want, but you want it right now. But you won't enjoy it when you get it. There is not enough booze in the world, and we have consumed a lot of alcohol to rationalize this mindset. I know life is coming at you fast and hard, kind of like the boyfriend you're looking for. But it can't keep up that pace forever. Sooner or later, it's gonna take a menopause. And at that point, when your waxworks is dried up, where it becomes like sticking my dick in a styrofoam block, you'll really have something to bitch about.
Number 13. Women have needs too, damn it.
I know all about needs. In fact, our society has organized itself all around supplying you with those needs, you entitled bitch.
It seems like society expects men to be the only people getting sexually frustrated when they don't get laid.
I only have 2 hands here. I wish I had 3, so we're just gonna go one at a time. In this hand, society says men have all of the reproductive rights and freedoms, which we all know is a bunch of bullshit. And in this hand, society says men can bang all the chicks that they want and they will not be labeled sluds, which is a slutty stud. And in fact, that is a double standard. And in my third tentacle hand-eye porn hand here, society says men are allowed to be sexually frustrated. Taking that on its own, it's basically true. But when you weigh it against the other 2 options, it's stupid and it's bullshit.
That's not the case at all.
I know, right? I just covered that. This is fucking bullshit.
Women are just as sexual as guys. I think about sex a lot too, and I definitely have sexual thoughts about attractive men. That doesn't make me a perv, it makes me a human being.
Says the hypersexual, asexual, sexually healthy, disease-ridden, DTF, prude, narcissistic, entitled, confused child. I would screen 5 at this point, but that would be dancing on her grave, and we're just gonna call this episode completed and dead. It has been a while since I entertained such horrifically obvious doublespeak as this. Shame on you for writing such obvious horseshit. Unfortunately, your nastiness is very common and represents a huge chunk of Western women. There are women out there, there are boatloads of women out there who are gonna read this and take it seriously. Hell, somebody already took it serious enough to publish it. That's scary. You wanna know what's even scarier? An empty bottle of Jack. Please check out the links below for Patreon, PayPal, and Maker support, because this shit ain't cheap. And before you go, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. And I promise, if you do that, I will not give you warts.
Sticking my dick in a styrofoam because she doesn't have one. Well, we can assume.
We can assume.
I identify as a woman. That doesn't mean anything anymore.
Are you identifying from the waist up or the waist down? I don't know. Hey! I don't want to wind up in jail!
Jail.
Well, he thought she was a woman, but she thinks she's a dude. What is it? I don't know.
That's why it's called the crying game, is because it reduces grown men to
tears.
tears.
I got totally roped into seeing that.